Hey guys, Tim7 here, and welcome to the next HRL race. I already showed you guys the heats and semis, but this is the actual race. This is the first moto as we go through the gate order. For you guys, this should be a pretty good race. Carpinteria has proved to have some exciting racing in the heats and semis, so hopefully that continues onto the moto. And we're going to be starting by a grenade on this one, so look for the grenade to explode, and we're green. The reason we used grenade was because we were having issues with the gate. Camby gets the whole shot. Oh, huge pile up. I saw Killer, I saw Detail and Papa, I think, possibly Hunter. A lot of drivers involved right there. Huge pile up, which is kind of expected. That goes back to the first key to the race I had in the heats and semis. You want to get through that start clean, and these drivers aren't doing it either. It's not done after the gate. Still a few drivers going down in the first couple sections, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see a few more on these following sections. And like I said, that's what I was talking about with that first key to the race back in the heats and semis video, is it's not all about the whole shot. You got to stay clean afterwards. You got to stay clean on this entire first lap if you're going to want to have a chance at winning this race. And a lot of drivers have already failed that. Understandably so too. It's difficult to stay clean on that first corner. That sweeper really bottlenecks you, and if you're not careful, it's not good. Rebel to the lead. He leads the first lap. Unbelievable. He is the fastest driver on this track at the moment, and he leads the first lap. This is going to be tough for the rest of the pack. They're going to have to hope for some lap traffic to play a role in this race, because if the heat races are any indication, man, Rebel is not going to look back with that lead. So I would be worried if I was the rest of the pack. See, we have drivers, fast and slow drivers from the heats and semis just spread all over the pack. Definitely a lot of positions up for grabs in this race. And then it's a battle between Vulcan and Slaunch right there. Looks like Slaunch is going to overtake Vulcan. And there's Luke behind them. I see Hunter, I see Cat. A lot of drivers spread out in different packs all around the track. Ooh, close battle there. Close battle. It looks like Luke might have Slaunch. Oh, they're going to battle side by side. Who's going to take it? Into the first corner. Wow, with the whip, Luke was able to just get that momentum and able to put Slaunch wide a little bit. So, pretty good battle there between those two. Oh, watch out. One driver quit. Now we have a goose on the track. Definitely going to cause some issues for the drivers. And Vulcan is still in front of these guys, and he had a little bit of a case action, so this is going to make things interesting. Going to bottleneck Luke and Slaunch a little bit. And then Vulcan comes back with a great run. What's he going to do? Takes his position back. And now Slaunch is in this battle too. Oh man, this is a crazy battle right here between these three drivers. We have Vulcan, the almost heat winner. Slaunch, the almost heat winner. And then Luke was in the semi as well. So, pretty fast pack of drivers right there. It's going to be all about the belugas for those drivers. And it's very tight through the belugas. It looks like Luke was able to overtake Slaunch again, but Vulcan still holding on to that spot. I think that might be for 5th place. That's a nice move, though. Luke might have it. Nope, Vulcan's got the momentum. And Slaunch might even play a role in this, too. This is just a great battle between those three drivers. They're all really fast. And that Luke might have Vulcan right there. That might be it. But is Slaunch going to be able to get by him? That's the question. Yup, he does too. So Luke and Slaunch overtake Vulcan in adjacent corners. So good for them. Fireball right there in 2nd. So great start for Fireball. I mean, following up his Moto win in his last result. If he were to get a 2nd place or a podium or possibly a win here at Carpinteria, that would be amazing, especially with how close the points battle is and with how rough of a race Detail is having right now. I think Detail is outside of the top 10 right now. And then you got Ump. Ump's not even here at Carpinteria, which is unfortunate for him because this is a track that he'd probably be pretty good at, but he's not here, not in attendance. And yeah, all that combines for the fact that Fireball might be looking at a really good points day if he can keep it up here at Carpinteria. Whoa, really loose right there. Looks like Luke and Slaunch are now going to try to work their way by Camby. Camby holding on to podium position at the moment. Oh, it's going to get tight. This is going to be it's going to be nerve-wracking. I'm sorry, Camby does not have podium position. That's Bean in third. Camby has 4th place position. So this is Luke and Slaunch trying to both get in the top 5 right here, instead of just one of them being in it. This is looking very similar to the battle with Vulcan, actually. At the moment, that was extremely similar, almost paralleling that battle. And yep, going side by side in the Belugas is going to be interesting. Slaunch and Luke both have a pretty good run. Slaunch loses it, though. That tends to be what happens to him in the Belugas. It looks like he starts decent and then generally ends pretty bad. But he's still, it looks like he's still going to be able to get by Camby. As we hit the 5-minute warning halfway through the race, or halfway through the timed portion of the race. And yep, Luke and Slaunch both going to work their way by Camby. And here we have an update on Detail. That is your current points leader. But I have to say, he's definitely not going to be your current points leader after this moto. Actually, I believe Fireball won his heat, didn't? Oh, yeah, so no. At this moment, points lead is actually tied. But with the way they run, you know, obviously it's not going to be tied if Detail stays in this position. And you can tell how far back he is. I can't tell exactly, but I think he's battling for like 8th or 9th with Hunter, something along those lines. It's bad. It's bad. I don't want to sugarcoat it. This is not a very good position for Detail to be in if he's going to want to hold on to that points lead. If I'm him, I'm honestly thinking, all right, this race is cheesed. I'm just going to try to salvage as many points as I possibly can and then just gear up for the second moto, because that's really all he can do at this point. So is that Slaunch right there? I believe so. So that would be 4th, 5th, 6th. Oh, Camby's going way far back. Okay, so Detail, yeah, Detail's in like 9th right now, as I think Camby got cheesed in the wall right there. He's going to lose a little bit of positions, but it's good for Detail to see some drivers getting cheesed in front of him. That's definitely what he wants to see. Rebel still with a dominant performance. Just look right there, hitting that berm at the moment. That's Rebel, your leader. And see that? He's got like a section lead on Fireball. Absolutely insane. And then Bean about a section back on Fireball. And then about roughly a section back on Bean, you have Luke and Slaunch, who are pretty close. So it's like section-wide gaps, and then Luke and Slaunch are pretty tight. Let's talk about Bean for a moment, though, with the podium run right at the moment. If he can hold on to that podium, that would be amazing for Bean, or at least getting a top 5 would be great for him on this track. If I'm Bean, I'm definitely trying my best to hold on to that, because he's going to need some good points days sprinkled throughout the season if he's going to want to make that that championship series towards the end of the season. Yeah, if I'm Bean, I'm definitely trying my hardest here to try to hold on to that. Which he's fast. He's fast, don't get me wrong. It's probably going to take a mistake or two for Luke and Slaunch to catch up to him, because he's definitely not a driver to scoff at on Carpinteria. I think this is one of Bean's best HRL tracks and runs so far. Battle between Detail and Hunter still going on. Wow, amazing crossover right there. These guys are putting on a show. Are we going to get another one? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we are. Another crossover. 2 minutes left. What's Detail going to do here in the Belugas? Oh, Hunter way overjumped that. Detail should overtake this position. Oh, man. Horrible run for Detail, but he's still going to overtake that position and hopefully for him hold on to it. Because that long battle with Hunter is definitely not what Detail needed. But now that he's by him, he needs to set his sights on, I believe, 7th place. And he needs to try to get there and just salvage that point. Ooh, little case action right there. This is Luke and Bean. This is Luke and Bean. This is the battle for the podium. Luke's actually caught Bean. I'm genuinely surprised. Where is Slaunch? Okay, so he's a little bit far. So he could catch Bean as well. Not as close of a gap, though. Bean jumps that a little harder than Luke. Luke's going to have the better run through the Belugas. Is this it? Looks like that's it. Luke's going to overtake podium position on Bean. So that's unfortunate for Bean. He's in 4th place now, but at the same time, should be pretty comfy. He should be able to hold on to a top 5, and he's definitely going to need that top 5. Cat's in 6th, and he's pretty far back. Holy crap! I believe that was Slaunch right there, cheesing himself a little bit. Not very good. That could have been catastrophic. Not too horrible, though. I mean, if Bean makes a mistake, he could still catch up to him and possibly salvage another point, which Slaunch is definitely going to want to be doing. He's, I mean, he's one of the championship contenders this season. I was talking about in the last video. I'm like, Slaunch, Rebel, Fireball, Detail. Those guys are huge championship contenders. And then you have some other guys that with some good finishes. You got like Hunter, you know, Bean, Cat. Like with some good finishes, we could see those guys really get in that battle. And here we have the battle between Vulcan and Camby. Pretty scrappy battle between these two. Vulcan's probably the faster driver as we hit the 3 lap to go mark. Vulcan's probably the faster driver on this track between these two, especially with the fact that Vulcan almost won his heat. I mean, he's not having as great of a moto run here, but that's largely due to a horrible start. And with that speed, I definitely think we could see him catch up, possibly take down Camby here. But here we're going to go to Rebel, your leader. Haven't seen too much of him this race because we've been going around watching the battles. But we're going to go to him, make sure he gets some airtime. Your leader with just an absolutely dominant performance. Gets the lead. You know, he didn't have the whole shot, but he had a really solid start. And he got the lead going into the first lap, and he never looked back. He just kept stretching and stretching out that lead. This is probably Rebel's best track, to be completely honest. This is probably his best track so far. He has been stellar. He has not made any mistakes, and it's incredible. He's got the belugas down better than anyone else. He's got that sand section, literally whips it in there, and probably gains time there as well. It's not like it's just the belugas. I mean, that definitely helps him out a lot. But you can tell by the way he's running, he's got the rest of this track down too. He's got the rest of this track down to a T as well. Whips the triple. Definitely looking for some style points. I know Rebel. I know he did that on purpose. And let's just watch him go through the belugas. Not his best run right there, but still, even when he has a bad run, it's not even that bad. Like, he's so good. I don't want to like hype him up too much, but I mean, you guys can tell by the gap. He's ridiculously fast here. But you know who else is ridiculously fast? Fireball. In second place, although he wasn't able to catch Rebel and make any moves, he's got some speed. I'd definitely look out for Fireball's second moto. If he can get a better start, she had a pretty good start this moto, but if he can get an even better start, maybe get a whole shot, he would be a tough guy to beat. I think him or Slaunch is probably the second fastest guy in this field, next to Rebel. Probably Fireball. I mean, he's whipping laps right now. Going through the sand section. Luke made a pretty huge mistake there, but was able to recover, and he's in podium position and probably going to hold on to that podium. And then we have Slaunch, who actually overtook Bean and got that 4th place, but Bean still has 5th. Still can hold on to that top 5. And here we come, guys, to the finish of Moto 1 at Carpinteria, and your winner is going to be the dominant Rebel, taking the win here at Carpinteria. And let's just look at this gap. Let's look at this gap. Right there, second place takes it. Huge gap between first and second. And then pretty big gap on third place there with Luke finishing. 4th and 5th are pretty close with Slaunch and Bean. I believe we have Cat in 6th. Yep. I think that's a lapper right there, unless I'm incorrect. Oh, close battle to the line. Oh, we'll have to rewind that. I am not sure who got that. So as we show the results on the screen, let's take a look at this last lap battle between Vulcan and Camby. Oh, I spoiled the results. Sorry about that. But let's take a look at that. I mean, you could probably tell that Vulcan got Camby at the line, but let's watch how it happened. Vulcan just sticks it in the rut absolutely perfectly, and Camby got extremely loose and lost that position. What a battle, though. That was awesome. So you have some of the other drivers come across to the finish. Detail, unfortunate finish, but there you go. There, your winner is Rebel. Congrats to him. Great race, and hopefully you can keep it up in the second moto. Get some points back for missing the second week. Hope you guys enjoyed this race. See you next time.